Hi everyone, this is Shar. We are now preparing to lift Blue Dancer out of the water, and this is being done at Bock Marine in Beaufort, North Carolina. It is July 1st, and so the reason is that we're taking her out of the water is so that I can safely remove the engine motor mounts and replace them with new motor mounts. And doing so would be better than doing it in the water, especially my first time ever doing this. I don't know what problems I might, creep up on me that I'll have to deal with. I don't know how long it will take me. I feel I wouldn't be able to leave the boat if I've got the shaft not connected to the motor, to the transmission. I've got the boot pulled back. It's just afraid there'll be some water coming in, and I don't want to be in the water for a few days with water coming in. So here we go. We are coming out of the water. Here they're just pressure washing her lightly because I just painted her bottom, the hull, back in November of last year. So we want to go easy on the paint, and we will be next putting her on the stands. Whew, it is hot. Okay, so today is July 1st. Okay, well, it's Wednesday, and I'm no longer in the water. I am out of the water. I decided it was best to have the boat hauled out, have Blue Dancer sit on the hard, versus trying to do this engine mount stuff while in the water, because there was too many issues with the PSS that could cause it to leak water in. Not that my bilge couldn't handle it, but it would be like I needed to get it done. I wouldn't be able to leave the boat if I have an issue that needs to be taken care of, and I can't, get those motor mounts in one shot. So I had to end up making that decision of hauling her out. So what I've done so far is, I'm going to turn you around here, get my knees out of the way. You got to be a small person to be in here, I'm telling you. So no big person. So especially not tall. So I've got the bolts off, the nuts off these ends of the coupler. I need to finish taking off the nuts, loosen them up, and see if I can push back. I may have to get a pry bar, and I don't have a small pry bar, but finagle that back. I have taken out the first set of set screws out of the disc here on the PSS, and then I moved this hose clamp up here so that it wouldn't go that far. I also got a vice grips taped off if I need them, to put them
after I get done turning this, because I have to turn the shaft still. So because I still have to turn the shaft, I don't want the vice grips on the outside holding the shaft from coming in. So yeah, so this is where we are, and we'll be back when I do a little bit more, but that's what I'm trying to do now, is disconnect the coupler from the transmission, and then we will pump it up. I've got a 2x6 up on top here going across from lazarette to lazarette, so port to starboard, to help with the ratchet strap to go around it, and hook it to this engine mount right here. So I know that I can hook to this engine mount right here, okay? So to pull up and keep the back stable. I also have one right here for the front. And so yeah, okay, well, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is out. I'm hoping it's the right size that's coming. I'm not sure. So I measured, showed him what I had, so hopefully it is. We'll know when it gets here. Alright, so I'm going to take you down here in the hole. In the hole. And it was a little scary letting this go, but I have it jammed in there to hold the see, I got it jammed here to hold this so it doesn't flop around, and then it's disconnected. So I was able to push it back with a little bit of soapy water and push that back. And yeah, it still was scary even though I wasn't in the water. Probably would have been more scarier in the water pushing this back, because water will come through. So and one thing I did forget, if anybody does this, is to remember to make your mark where it was, but we have to redo it anyway. So do it at rest, let it go at rest, and then redo it. So it's better if I do it that way. So yeah, so here we are. We've got that much done. It's hot, it's late. They're not going to be able to, I have to have them, when I take this out, I do have to take this negative off here, the wire, but I have to take the negative off the battery and then do the negative off here. And then over here, I've got to take these bolts out that hold, I don't know if you can see it, hold the bolts. This holds the clutch, it holds the shifting lever. So that'll have to be removed. And so I can take out these bolts here. I'm going to test it, see if I can get them out, and then remove it. But I have to hold up the engine first. So we'll do the basketball trick, and like I said, I've got that, 2x6 up there, and have that, or a 2x8, might be a 2x8. Anyways, up there, and do that. So yeah, we're getting there. Get to the motor mounts. The front ones should be easy to change. These back ones are the ones that are going to be a pain. Okay, going to be a total pain on these. Alrighty, catch you later. We'll be back. Okay, well, good morning everybody. I had to bring this out of the boat because I couldn't work on it up there. So I did get the back motor mounts out on the bracket. I am having trouble with this right here because I can't get this off. And then now I've got to get these off because I think these are 24 mil. And I think it was 24. Yeah, 24. So, but I need a socket really because see, I can't get it in that one. So I gotta see if somebody's got a 24 socket so I can get that in there. Yeah. So I don't think it's at the wrong angle for there. I might right there. I'm going to use my adjustable, see if I can get it off. I've sprayed these with Deep Creek. So here's my motor mounts that'll go on there. Alright, so they're both off now, and I need to cut that angle cut on each one. And I've got the height set pretty close to these. So the best I can do right now. Alright, so I gotta mark them and get them ground down. We got the back ones done. Okay. So the back ones are in. I still have to hook my negative for the battery and then hook up the negatives on my battery so I get batteries back. So here they are. They're in. Alright. I've got new bolts coming here, but I'll just change those one at a time whenever they get here. And then, so yeah, I had to take this whole bracket out. And I used a ratchet strap with a big 2x8 board. Actually, I went and got another board just to give it extra strength on top of each other. And so, yeah, so the new motor mounts are in. Look at that. So there we go. Now we just got to do the front ones. Okay, front ones. Oh, at least those are just one at a time. So I still have my basketball underneath here. I don't know if you can see it. It's in there. Anyways, my basketball is in there, blown up to help hold up the engine. I'm going to let it out for tonight once I get this stuff done back here and be done. Yay. Whew. Like I said, it's hot. I had to go slow because I would have ended up with heat stroke or something. So we'll be back later to finish up this project. Tomorrow is the front ones that we will work on. Yay. All right. I am sweating. It is very hot. So now I'm at the front of the engine and I have doing the front motor mounts. So this is what it looks like on the port side. I've got a basketball under there to blown up to hold that front up. Plus I've got my ratchet strap hooked to the engine lift bracket in the front, and I have removed that L bracket from the side of the engine block and removed it from the bank of support, you know, for the mounts. But unfortunately I can't get off the old one. I can't get that L bracket off, so I have to go find somebody here in the yard that can help me with that, and so I can get this new one on. Okay, alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, so we are back. Well, I should say I am back. So the last motor mount is out. I actually had to have Rob come over and break the nuts on that one. That was the only nuts I couldn't break on this engine. So this one is back in on the starboard side. Okay, so the bolts are still loose. Okay, because I still have to do an alignment, but they are pretty much on the same footprint that they were at before. Okay, so this ones are just loose here, not real loose, but they're loose and not have been tied or sandwiched in together. And same as for the back one of these carriage screws. And so this is what this one is out. This is that little L bracket I was talking about. So I'll probably have to have Rob help me break that open, or break that, because I can't never get that one off. I do have deep creep sitting in it, and so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm gonna take it off the boat and take it apart. And then this is what number of what, how many years? 38 years maybe, I'm not sure, roughly. I have a feeling these motor mounts are 38 years old, just because my motor has just broke over the 2,600 hours. So and even though it's 38 years old, it doesn't have a lot of hours on her. So yeah, so I got to clean up that mess and then get this apart. I'll line up the old things. You know, you just take this here and line it up to the other one. I'm going to show you here. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the same cloth here because I don't want to mess up my floor. And okay, so there we go. This is only eyeballing, it's not perfect. So then you take this other one and you line it up. And I'm really curious of how low this one is, because this is the one that I thought was going to give me a problem. Okay, because of how much more squatted it is. As you can see, it is a little bit more squatted down than the others. So you just take this one here and you drop it down to where you think it is level. And like I said, you're just eyeballing it. So I think I'm pretty good right there. So it might work, and I may not have to take this out and this right here. So it may give me enough meat to work with of that stud and not be so low. Yeah, okay, what a deal. All right, we'll be back when I get this off. This nut's got to come off, and that's the one that doesn't like to break off very easily. So we'll get that done and then clean up my mess right there. I want to clean that up before I put the new one on and make it look pretty. If it isn't hot, I don't know what hot is. Okay, so I'm pretty tired right now and drenching wet. So here I've got the last mount in, basically. I have one more carriage screw to go in the back. Got this one started. These lined up really well, okay, with the height I had for this mount. You know, I put this where it was supposed to be. So that was good. I did well. So yeah, I didn't have to lift up on it any higher or anything, so, or let it down. It's good. And I didn't have to take that. This is the port side that I was worried about, And you can see there's plenty of space in between the two bolts, or nuts rather, excuse me, the two nuts, and I did not have to remove that bottom nut nor that washer lock ring. So yeah, so I can't wait to get some weight on these. So I'm going to finish this up and let the weight down of the engine. Remove the basketball and let go of the ratchet strap here. Alrighty, we've got it. Alrighty, okay guys, it is in the last one, and I've let go of the ratchet. The ball should deflate enough soon here. I'm kind of have to force the air out, but it's deflated. It's not holding the engine up. So yeah, I'll be able to get that out of there pretty soon. Let me see. Push on it some more. Still got quite a bit of air in it. Okay. Okay. There we go. Now I just gotta clean up my mess after I do all the alignment. So yeah. Didn't know you could use a basketball for a bladder to hold up your engine to support it. Now I'm just gonna let this set for 24 hours or better, because I'm on the hard. Let her set on the motor mounts, and before we do any alignment. Yeah. Alright. Hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July, and thank you for watching. We love you, and be sure to comment and like and subscribe. And look at Kleena. She's laying in front of the fan to stay cool.